love.
So apparently we have a description of James Gunn's Superman footage. Now this comes from Mr. H, his YouTube channel, and apparently he has a source that saw a rough cut of footage from James Gunn's film. Now again, like I always say, take it with a grain of salt. And here's what he had to say. And here are some of the highlights that I thought were interesting. Music started off with John Williams. Now, of course, James Gunn hired John Murphy to score the film, and obviously the score is not going to be John Williams. But I guess this was to inspire, the tone and the hope and the optimism for the people who are watching the rough cut. Another highlight, the trailer starts with Superman in the Arctic. Apparently he crash landed. I'm assuming this is going to be where the Fortress of Solitude is going to play a part in the movie. And apparently his suit is battle damaged, which leads me to believe, like I said, that the first photo of the Superman crest is a different photo from what we've been seeing from the behind the scenes photos. I do believe that David Cornsweet will be wearing two different Superman costumes in the film. We will probably see like the new costume towards the end of the film, and we will see that going on in the future, which I'm super excited about. Another one, Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult steps off a helicopter, and apparently from Mr. H's source, I guess the footage that he was shown, Nicholas Hoult gave off a very Kevin Spacey inspired performance. He came off very smug, very arrogant, prick-like. Of course, Lex Luthor down to a T. And of course, he's bald. So he was impressed by Nicholas Holt's performance. And also we have Green Lantern flipping off tanks, causing mayhem, destruction. And of course, this is Nathan Fillion playing Green Lantern. And I'm assuming he's the one, causing all the damage. I'm assuming there's also a big fight that's going on between Superman, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho, and possibly Crypto. More on that. So that's pretty cool. And we also see Superman saves a child. Of course, Superman being the ultimate hero that he is, being aspirational, inspirational, being the savior. He's going around saving people. That's cool. It's very Superman-esque. Superman also fights a giant kaiju, a monster in the film. Now, is this motherfucker fighting Godzilla? Like, what's going on? Like, this is where I'm just like, okay, interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Not sure about that one. We see more footage of Lois Lane, Richard Brosnahan, and apparently she's being talked to by, I guess, one of the staff members at the Daily Planet, and how one of the staff members loves Superman, praises Superman, and just goes on and on about how Superman is awesome, and Lois Lane is kind of annoyed and, judgmental, because I'm sure in this film that she's not really sure about Superman. Let's see how that plays out during the film. And apparently Lois Lane has a big secret that's going to be a huge factor in the story, so that's very interesting. We also see footage of Lois and Superman together flying, very Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder-esque from the Richard Donner films and classic Superman comics and stories. No problem there. We see more footage of the Daily Planet, of the costumes, the very retro futuristic look, which I'm glad that James Gunn is going for, because I think that's perfect for this new film. And there's also footage of Superman screaming. Superman is screaming, holding back something. Of course, this is a rough cut, so we really don't see what it is. It's all green screen and wires, so that's very interesting. I wonder what he's fighting. Probably one of the big bads in this movie. Maybe Ultraman, who knows, or Bizarro. And there's also Superman is fighting robots as well. Probably maybe Lexbots that Lex Luthor created to go against Superman. Maybe not. And also there's from what Mr. H is saying, his source did not see Crypto, but his source was informed that Crypto will appear in the film. Also, his source also claims that the budget for this movie is $345 million, which is like, come on. It's like, first of all, that's where my spider sense is tingling, and I'm sensing danger. I'm sensing bullshit here. First of all, Do I believe this leak? No, I don't. I don't believe any of this, and that's no disrespect. That's no disrespect to Mr. H or his source. I'm sure whoever his source is that told him this. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't. But for me personally, I don't buy any of this. I don't believe this. I mean, it sounds good on paper. It sounds like, oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds plausible, but I just don't believe any of this. And I certainly don't believe that the budget is $345 million. You are out of your mind if you think Warner Brothers is going to spend that much on one Superman film. Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel cost $220 million, and that's a lot for one Superman movie. You mean to tell me that this film with virtually no stars at all, like no household names, like they don't have a Brad Pitt or a Tom Cruise or a Ben Affleck or a Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds, like these are virtually unknown up and coming actors. For one Superman film, you mean to tell me that this movie costs more than Man of Steel? You mean to tell me that this movie costs more than fucking Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home? Get out of here. I don't believe that for one single solitary second, especially when James Gunn has stated multiple times that no one knows the budget for this film yet. So I don't believe that. So that one was a big red flag for me. But listen, whether it's true, whether it's not true, me personally, I don't believe any of this. But if it is true, I like what I'm hearing. I think it sounds fun. I think it sounds very Superman-esque, and the tone for what James Gunn is going for, a more Superman animated vibes, more of the comics, more of the Richard Donner films, a lot of amalgamations of everything Superman from the last 80 years. I like it, I dig it, and I think I like where James Gunn's head is at in giving us a Superman film that's for all ages, that everyone can enjoy. So I dig it. So we just have to wait and see. So that's going to be it. Hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, and check some of the comments below. What do you think of all of this news? Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? And as always, truth out.
This nigga gay as hell.